This tutorial we're going to look at layer groups. Layer groups allow you to take multiple layers and put them into a single folder, making it easy to organize things. Especially when you have an image like Times Square, which is made up of so many different objects that are made up of so many different layers. It allows me to go in there and keep things organized and easy to find. I'm going to look at how the layer groups also made it easy to go in there and get complex areas simplified. I'm going to zoom in over here on this Marriott hotel right here. I'm going to get a little closer, and we see that there's multiple rooms here. Now, this is a low-res file, so I'm going to open up the actual file for that building itself, which is right here. Now, there's a lot of pieces missing. I only create the pieces that are visible, but this is the high-res version, so if we zoom in closely, we can see all the detail that's involved in each room. Now, being a hotel, all the rooms in a line are pretty much the same. Same paintings on the wall, same furniture, and so on. So you can see that there is a little variety as far as the paintings on the wall, but the furniture is pretty much the same everywhere across. Now, the difference that we see here is that the lighting in the rooms is different, right? Like here, we have this room being lit from somewhere over here on the side, and we see a reflection on the bedspread and so on. Here, the chair has been moved a little bit, and the lamp is lit. Okay, over here, somebody's watching television. You can see their feet underneath the covers and so on. Here again, there's a lit from the side. Here's a light from the other side and so on. Here's one that's completely dark inside. Here's a lamp by the bed is lit and everything else is dark. So it looks like each one of these rooms is totally different right here. Look at those three, and we see that all three are different. Same furnishings, but the atmosphere is different because the lighting is different. Now, did I go ahead and create three completely different rooms? No. Right here, we'll look at a simple file that was created just for this tutorial, in which we see the interior part of the room right there. Above here on the second floor, there is nothing. Now, when we look at the layers, we see that there's the windows right there. It's a file by itself, and then there's a group here. Opening that, you see that there's two subgroups, the chair and the lamp, and the other elements of the interior of the room, the painting on the wall, the bed, the ceiling, and the wall. The lamp is made up of multiple layers as well. We have a pole, we have the pole in back, we have the shade, and so on. So all these things are in there. So I'm going to just close this group, and to create a group, all you do is click on that little icon right there, and that'll create a group. And then every layer you put into it, or new layers that you create while the group is open, will automatically be put into that group. So what I'm going to do here is all the interior elements of that room are in that group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that group. And we'll call this upstairs. So there's the second group. So now I'm going to take that entire group and move it up above, just like that. All right, so there they are in the exact same position. It's a little bit over. They're directly above. Now, because we're looking at it at a different angle, we're going to see things differently. We're going to see more of the ceiling, less of the bed. So let's move it down a little bit, like so. All right, that's one start. And we're going to see more of the top of the painting. The painting will be a little further down. So we're going to open up that group and look at that painting on the wall, which I'm now going to move a little further down so we see more of it. And the bed as well. I'm going to move that a little further down so we're seeing less of it because we're at a different angle, so we're seeing less of those items here. Okay, the chair down pretty far, so that's good. The lamp is good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change the mood by changing the lighting. This particular lighting is going to be completely changed. Again, we should see more of the ceiling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the wall and the ceiling there and move them down like that so we see more of the ceiling. Okay, because we're, again, looking at this different angle. So now, let's go in there and start changing the lights. I'm going to pick up the colors of the lighting on the wall by picking this light color here for my foreground. And I'm going to pick the darkest brown for my background right there. And I'm going to select the ceiling first. Now, my light is now going to be somewhere way over here on this side of the room. So I'm going to get a radial gradient. And I'm going to lock the transparency for that layer. So it's only going to affect the active pixels. I'm going to draw a gradient right through there like that. I'm going to get the wall, and I'm going to take a linear gradient. If I don't lock the transparency, when I go ahead and do this, it's going to kind of fill up everything, you see? So I don't want to do that. I just want to fill that layer. So I lock the transparency, and then I'll throw a little gradient right through there like that. So now we see that the lighting is somewhere over here out of our field of view. So that's going to affect a few things in this scene. For one thing, the bed should get a little darker. So I'm going to go to the bed here, and I'll just use one of the different adjustments. We'll just go in there and say hue saturation. That'll allow us to go in there and bring down the lightness and bring down the saturation a little bit. Bring down the lightness some more. So it's a little darker in there. See, just like that. Now the painting on the wall, that should be darker as well. So I'm going to go in there to hue saturation again and say, make that darker. But we have this light coming from over here, which means it should cast a shadow now. So this time I'm going to give the painting on the wall a layer style. I'm going to give it a little drop shadow. The light's coming from this direction, so I'm going to put this right over there. And there you see that now we have this little shadow on the side of the painting right there. We can make it a little more distance. So it has a nice long shadow because the light's somewhere near the wall. Click OK, and there now our painting is darker and it has a shadow that's being cast by this light way over here. The lamp. We have to turn this lamp off because we have another lamp on way over here. So I'm going to go to the layer for the lamp. There's the bulbs right there. So I'm just going to use that same hue saturation and just bring the lightness all the way down to -100, which made them pretty much black. They're turned off. So now I got to go in there and mess around with the shade. So I'm going to pick some colors from here. I'm going to pick up this tone right there. And for the background, the same tone, which I'll make even darker. A darker tone like that. And I'm going to get the shade. I'm going to lock its transparency and throw the light tone on this end here because it's picking up that light from way over there. Then I'm going to take the inside of the lamp, which is right here. There it is. Its transparency is locked already. I'm going to throw a little gradient inside there, which I'm also going to make a little darker. So let's just go in there and darken that because that is the inside of the lamp right in there like that. Click OK. Now the lamp is turned off. Now the pole has a little bit of a light in there. Let's go in there and take the pole and we'll darken it. So now the pole is nice and dark. And you notice that the chair also has some highlights, but every element of the chair is in its own layer, making it easy to make adjustments. So there you can see the armrest. So I could take the armrest and darken it. We could take away the inner shadow that it has and just darken the whole thing completely. And the same thing with the chair back, which is that section right there. Yep. This will do with a little burning. We'll just burn this side right here just to darken that side a little more, just like that. And there you can see that now we have two totally different rooms. They're the same contents, but you can see that the entire mood has been changed because the lighting was changed. But it made it real easy to do it because all the contents were in a group. The group was duplicated, and then the elements within that group were modified to change the mood of the room.